Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the Collingwood versus West Coast game in which Dacos basically ran the show and basically ran the tempo whenever he was on the Collingwood were on, and whenever he decided not to bother, Collingwood basically didn't bother. Collingwood, even though they had injury central, got over the line against West Coast they didn't just get over the line, they smoked them by 66 points, so 10 goal 6 in the end. So yeah, a good 11 goal win for them. And I'm genuinely worried that this top 8, if everything pans out what I think it's going to do, there could be a team that misses out on 48 or 50 points this year. We saw last year that this one should have missed out on 50 points. So all those teams that have the draw now, the four teams that have a draw, are all going to, I think Collingwood end up maybe with 14 wins and a draw. But I think Essendon, Adelaide, and also West Coast are all in and around that marker of 12 wins and a draw. So it's going to be interesting. Could Essendon's percentage still come back to bite them? But it really is looking like there will be, because after this, in the next month, I could legitimately see both Collingwood's, Adelaide and Brisbane all being 7-5-1, and that lends to the fact that they'll probably split their last sort of 10 games, and that'll get them to 10-1, and 12-10-1 gets them to 50 points, and it's whoever has a bigger percentage gets in. So the percentage for the draw teams could be very, very interesting. But anyway, before we get into this video, it's going to be a quick one because it's just a Nick Dacos show. But remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. And let's get into this recap. Nick Dacos. He did Nick Dacos stuff. He ended up with a 147 super coach, and yeah, good captaincy on that. Didn't burn me so much with the Bont and Pelly. I sort of have Bont in one and Dacos in the other. So Bont, I think I got the better end of the stick, as I got plus something like 12 in Supercoach and only a minus 6 in fantasy, something like that, or a minus 5 in fantasy. Yeah, Nick Dacos. Would have been nice if he hadn't, I think, had a couple of the free kick against in the last quarter, I think, burnt him from getting a 150 in Supercoach. Would have been nice if he went large in the last quarter so that Supercoach score goes up and up and up. But yeah, he did a 147, so 131 in fantasy. I think I bought him at the right time. He's back to his best, if it wasn't obvious, with the last 2 games that he's had. And yeah, he's catching up in the Brownlow count, I believe. He is now on 7 or 8 votes, and he's going to probably need 20. He's probably going to need another 7 or 8 best on ground to win it inside the next 14 games. So basically half of his games is going to be best on ground to probably catch Heaney, who's on track probably now for high votes with the way it's going. Crisp 130, he just sort of amassed a lot of the footy in the first half from memory. I think he was on about 80 at halftime. Yeah, 82 at half, and then in the last quarter as well, he got a lot of he got a couple of chip marks there to gain some points. Josh Dacos got 11 marks in the end or something like that. Huge last quarter of 65, including a goal, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks in the last quarter basically underpins that 120. Pendlebury 104, he did his job. Noble side bottom. Cameron got off to a flying start and then fell off from memory here. 32, 26, 20, 13. Yeah, that sort of shows that, as well as the fact that he was on 27 after 20 minutes and then only got to a 91. Maynard, 87, Richards an 81 on debut, I believe. And yeah, he's an interesting one to look at for fantasy. Whether you go him or Fraser, I need to look at Fraser's positioning and heat map to see what happened there, because he was an inside mid, but the inside mid turnstile for Western Bulldogs, he's listed as a winger, a 191 centimetre winger, so that will be interesting to see his sort of the role he played there. But Richards an 81, he did his job. Moore 76, McRae 3 goals for a 71. He's finally got some game time, and he's also another one that will be interesting next year to see what happens. As an inside mid, he could average 80, and given what he's averaging for the year, so I just go to fantasy just to pick this up for McRae. Let me just see. He is averaging on the year 37 points, so he's kind of blown his average out already. But still 37, he could go 70, and that's still plus 33, so that's still good, I guess. But a 36.8 times the magic number that we had to start the year puts him at already 330k, and I only expect that to rise, but I'm hoping he gets some sub games to bring that back down, as the 71 was quite annoying, and especially because he got off to a hot start and was on 60 at halftime. So yeah, I wish he hadn't kicked the goals and had the sort of marks to get up there, as he's sort of a one that I'm looking at if he does move gloves or something. Lipinski had a downish game of 66. Hoskin Elliott. Then you had Sullivan, 64. Wish I had jumped on him, not going to lie, as my sort of picks didn't pan out the way. And this is why you sort of go one up, one down, and just don't try and double upgrade, because the double upgrade sort of puts you in a position the next week to not really get the upgrade you want. So yeah, Sullivan, 64. He did really well and has now got some good probable job security, I reckon. So he's a good buy in both formats now. Frampton, Hill, McGuinness, Quaynor, Cox, Bytel, I swear came on and then got subbed out with concussion, so he's also done. Markov, Howe's injured, Harrison's injured as well. So yeah, they just got injury, and I believe also that Mitchell's out. DeGo is also still out, and McCready is also still out with concussion. So yeah, there is no one coming into the side and just more outs. Witherden 108, Duggan 102, Cole 196. These guys aren't... Duggan's there or thereabouts for top 6, but I reckon there'll be some defenders that go over him, but also you've got to reckon that Sheasel in his new role won't average what he's going to average, so what he was averaging previously, sorry. So that puts Duggan back into the conversation yet again. Cole, Barras, Kelly, Cripps, Edwards, Jimby, Ryan, Williams, McGovern, Chesser, Williams, Harley Reid, 54, wasn't necessarily the greatest from him. 25, 8, 21. Would have liked to have seen him kick the goal late. That would have got his scoring up a little bit. She did absolutely nothing. Hunt, Dua on debut was all right. Kicked a goal and had a behind as well to get himself up to a 41 for him. So he was all serviceable. Hoff, as a lockdown defender, a 40, but I don't know if that injury actually occurred or not. I need to go back and check. Rotherham, Marek sort of did his job in the first and then nothing else outside of that. Kicked a goal, yeah, so he's just not really going to impact. Johnson came on as a sub and got 28 after McGovern got subbed out at half time or something with rib injury. And the funny thing was in his Supercoach score, because of the weighting of the game, he gained something like 25 points or something like that in the back of the ambulance just because of Supercoach scaling. Johnson, Darling, and then Petricelli subbed out really early as well. So I think they had, Johnson came on. I swear he came on earlier than that, as Petricelli basically did nothing in the after the first little bit. So yeah, a really weird game, just injury central. So a look out for probable more debuts for West Coast, as Sheed looked horrific. Ryan looked pretty poor for West Coast, as well as McGovern. He's already back in Perth. But a rib injury could be a 1 week or a 2 weeker. And then also you have Petricelli gone down injured, I think subbed out as well. So, and Hoff with a potential injury that I'll have to look at. But yeah, West Coast are again hitting an injury crisis. Collingwood as well hitting an injury crisis. That probably means that their rookies get more job security, and Sullivan and also in Richards. So yeah, just an interesting watch there with both sides with injuries. But that is the video, and I'll see you guys for the last recap of the round. Bye guys.